after high, well, and I didn't even really start partying until I don't think I even drank until grade 12. It would have been my first drink. And yeah, grade 12, went to grad parties, partied. And then after high school, I moved to Whistler and Pemberton.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really started to drink. And also the food and everything just got worse then as well. So it was just so, I don't know, it just seemed normal. And you turn 19 and you think that drinking is super cool. And when you see, your other family members or parents or older people doing it, it's just like, I don't know, just seems like
it's just a part of society, really.
Yeah, it's just made out to be such a normal thing now. And so I joined in, and like I don't know how the hell I did it, but we would like I would usually work like longer hours up there because I was in fucking Pemberton. I didn't have like any friends up there that I hung out with until I came home on the weekend. So usually go to work. After work, they had a beer machine at the shop. I would have a couple there, and then we would go to the liquor store, grab like a 24 pack, and we'd probably drink a 20. My uncle and I would share one every like 2 days. We'd probably go through one at home, and I just thought it was so cool. Like we'd get hammered, sit in the hot tub, drink beers, get up at 6, and just do it all over again. And eating up there as well. I would have like every morning I'd go to the cafe, get a big cinnamon bun and like a mocha. And I was always just like chasing, because you get such bad highs and lows when you eat like that. You get the sugar rush in the morning, I'm ready to go. Then 10 o'clock hits, I'm just crashing. Then we'd go for lunch. I'd get more sugary shit. And the drinking really adds to that because it gives you the same feeling as the sugar, and it reacts the same way in your body. You also get drunk, but it gives you the same thing. So it just like slowly, exponentially makes things worse. We started going to like festivals and partying and doing drugs, one being MDMA and Molly. And that like, I think that's what's really started to trigger my panic attacks is when I would go to like a festival for 3 days, and I'd be having like a panic attack straight for 3 days after. And it would feel so brutal. I remember waking up one morning after being a center of gravity, and there was a water bottle on the counter. And like when people do the drugs at festivals, they put them like in the water bottle. And I woke up and I was so thirsty. I like just chugged this water bottle, and I started freaking out because then after it clicked, I was like, what if someone had drugs or something in that? And it freaked me out so bad. I thought I was just sitting there for like 2 hours shaking, thinking that it's going to hit me and I'm going to like get high again. And it would freak me out. I would get weird stuff like that all the time where like, I would almost start to get PTSD of like events that had happened. So like, cause you would drink it out of a water bottle. Then like anytime I seen a water bottle after that, I would always like, if it wasn't sealed, I wouldn't drink out of it because I thought that it might have something in it. Or even if I had one that was sealed and I opened it, say I like put it down somewhere and like it left my eyesight, I wouldn't drink it. I would have to like pour it out and refill it from like a fountain or something. I would even get to the point where like, if I was refilling it from a fountain, I was like, what if someone put drugs in the fucking fountain? Like I would get like so weirded out by this stuff. Yeah, I guess. And things just progressively got a little bit worse. And at this point, I really started to realize it was kind of an issue. And it was the first time I talked to anybody about it. I don't think I ever went to a doctor at this point. I was probably 19 or 20. And one of my ex-girlfriend's friends, she had it, and we would briefly talk about anxiety, and what came up would be working out. So I started running and doing things, but it was just enough to counter to like go out again. So I would like go out all weekend and party. I'd like go for a run a couple times during the week and be like, oh fuck yeah, like I'm good to go. This is all you have to do is just like run and then party and then run. So it was like just enough to get myself back on track for Friday to get fucked up again. that went on for a while. And like when I would talk to people, I would talk to a few more people and they're like, yeah, like, you know, you got to exercise and this kind of shit. And that was pretty much it. So it was just exercise. I was still eating terrible. I was just adding a tiny bit of exercise in and still drinking all the time. And that went on for, I'd say probably like a year. And at this point, I'd say that probably went on for like 2 years. And then in my early 20s, when I split up with my girlfriend, that was like, I basically partied and ran and worked out and just recycled all that shit for like a few years. And then after, I was single for a bit and decided to start my own business. And this is when I remember the food and the habits and everything getting exponentially worse, where we would just work all the time. And that was like, the stresses and stuff. I would work, like we would just pretty much get up and work all day until we had to go to bed. But the food, I remember going at lunch to get like, I would buy just cheesecake for lunch because that's how bad the lows were getting, that I would just crave it so much. And I would always want like cheesecake or like breads, I guess really just anything that would give me the same effect, breads, drinking. And that's pretty much all I would eat. A lot of pasta, because it would give me that same sugar effect. And I had a lot of caffeine at this time too. I remember some nights we would be working at our dad's house and just like on our computers doing whatever. And we would just sit there with like a pot of tea. And we would just drink that Earl's Tetley tea stuff for hours. And we would do that every night just to stay up until like 11 or 12 and then go to bed and then just do the same shit again. But we get up early, get up at 6, you're only sleeping for 6 hours a day. And that just slowly built for a long time. And then